So if you've been following us on Instagram, you've probably seen that we've made a few rifle slings here recently. And I've had a lot of people ask about the rifle sling pattern, if we would offer that. And we are. I'm in here today actually just finalizing the edits on that pattern pack. And as you can see, it's fairly large, but it'll have both of them. It'll have the traditional shaped gunsling with some floral patterns, and it also have the thumb hole gunsling that we did there, and it'll be shaped as well. And we've got 4 tooling patterns for each one, so you get 8 sets of patterns. You could probably modify them to fit on either one, but I did 8 different tooling patterns for that. So I was in here working on that, and it reminded me of some emails and some conversations that I've had with some of y'all about that have been buying our pattern packs and using them. I've heard of a few people that are taking the actual sheets and they're gluing them to a piece of poster board and then cutting them out, or cutting them out and gluing them on poster board so they can trace them off and create their poster board patterns. I'm going to show you a little trick right quick in this video of how to get the information off of these pages for all your little pieces, for your cutout pieces, if you're going to be putting those on poster board. I'm going to show you an easy way to do that to where you can reserve your pattern pack so that you don't destroy it. If you're cutting all these little pieces out of this paper, or even on this bigger sheet, if you buy the gunsling pack when it comes out, or any of our other packs, if you're destroying the hard copy, it's hard to go back if you lose your poster board copy or something like that. Just for me, I've always wanted to save the original pack so that I always have it in my collection. If I ever need to create another pattern off of it, I can. I'm not destroying it. So in this video, I'm going to show you real quick just something simple that I do that allows you to kind of transfer this information onto poster board, so then you can cut out your hard copy that you can use for cutting out all your pieces and all that kind of stuff. So let me show you that. All right, so what I've got here is just a piece of poster board. You can buy this at Walmart, or any grocery store usually carries it. You can also order it on Amazon. I ordered it in a box. It's like a whole case of this poster board. Some of it's a little bit heavier or a little bit thinner than others. You just got to kind of try a couple different brands or whatever until you get the kind you like. I'm not that particular as long as it's a heavier poster board. Then what I like to do, so we're going to use for this example, I'm going to use our new clutch wallet printed pack. And this will also work for your for the digital pack. So if you're printing this off digitally on your own paper, you can do the same thing and save your copy. But if you've got the digital file, you may not be too worried about destroying a hard copy. But if you buy this one, it's sure nice to just kind of get your patterns made off of this and then fold this up, put it back in here, and then you've got it, and you can put it in a filing cabinet somewhere, and you've always got a copy of it. I don't like to destroy those, but what we'll do is we'll just do this page here real quick. This is just for the 2 pockets on the bottom of the clutch wallet. And so what I like to do is just take your pattern and then just take a pencil, and if you'll just sit down, and it's a little tedious, but like I said, it works well for me. You can also use an 8B pencil if you'd rather have a lot more lead dropping quicker, but just trace this off with pencil. And it's pencil, you're not destroying it. You're marking up your pattern, but you're not destroying the pattern as far as like cutting it out, because once you cut it out, that thin piece of paper can get lost pretty easy or damaged, something like that. And so I'd rather keep the pattern together. And so we'll just trace this out. And then all you do is put that on top of your poster board and then trace the back side of this. And you can use a stylus. You don't have to use a pencil. I'm not so worried about marking the patterns up necessarily because the information's still there. But I don't want to cut them out. But like I said, you could definitely use a stylus right here to trace off the back. We'll just trace on the line that we just did. And what this is doing is it's transferring the lead to the poster board. And so it's not super dark. Like I said, you could use an 8B pencil or something like that to get a lot more lead transferred off, but I just use my number 2, whatever's in my belt, whatever's handy. And then you can trace that and darken it up some and then cut that pattern out. And you can check your measurements to make sure. But that makes a real quick, easy way to get the information from here to here. You can also do that with tracing paper. So if you wanted to, you could just take tracing paper, trace this off, and then transfer it over here to flip your paper over. The only thing you need to remember is kind of what you're left and what you're right on certain patterns, because you are going to be flipping it and tracing it off. So that's the only thing you got to kind of be careful of. But that tends to work really good for me. If you've got a large pattern like the buckhorn briefcase or something like that, it's going to take some time. But again, I think it's just more advantageous to be able to save and reserve your original hard copy so that you don't damage it making your pattern, because you may lose it or something. I've lost Posterboard patterns before. They get damaged. You spill a cup of coffee on them or something like that, or they just get lost. You don't know where they went. You know, they ended up under a bench somewhere and got wet or something. And so it's always good to keep your original hard copy intact, and that way you always have it. You can refer back to, because that's what you spent money on, that information, so we don't want to lose that. So hope that helps. That's just a quick little tip on how to transfer these patterns. Give that a shot. If you've got any other suggestions, put them in the comments so we can all benefit from that if you've got an easier way of doing that. Appreciate y'all, and we'll see y'all in the next video.